All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson, who will be fighting William Zepeda tomorrow on what I think is called the undercard of Edgar Berlanga versus Hamad Shiraz. Will be taking place in New York City. Bunch of troubles with that fight and a very precarious situation for Shakur Stevenson. Very precarious situation for Shakur Stevenson. As precarious is the one that Gervonta, that Devin Haney finds himself in. So let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where I think Shakur Stevenson is being set up to lose against William Zepeda in a fight that is taking place this Saturday in New York. He will be fighting, Shakur is going to be fighting William Zepeda. Edward Berlanga is going to be fighting Hamad Shiraz, and just those two, that order of those fights and all of the news and the things that have taken place make me very, very nervous for this fight for Shakur Stevenson. Now, before I get into the details of it though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. And also thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos like this. This is a completely fan-supported channel. We don't get money from other YouTube. We don't get money from Turkey Al-Sheikh. We don't get money from any pub PR agencies to give you information that they want you to hear. You're just getting what people on this channel and what I think, honestly. So thank you to everybody that supports the channel, because this is really a truly independent boxing channel. Now, my problem with this fight coming up is that I think Shakur Stevenson is being set up to lose. I do. I think he's being set up to lose. And the reason why I think he's being set up to lose is because he does not have the style of fight that Turkey Al-Sheikh and these guys are wanting to see in the boxing matches that they have. And I believe as a result of that it is going to be very, very difficult for Shakur Stevenson tomorrow to get a decision against William Zepeda. Now, is that enough alone to say, okay, because I think that the powers that be would rather have Zepeda win than have Shakur win? That's a usual thing. That's not unusual at all. And Shakur, and you have to be able to fight your way through that. But this is not a normal situation when you have somebody like Turkey Al-Sheikh that, even though he's joking and Shakur is going back and forth with him and all that stuff, I think that he is a genuine narcissist. And I think that even when you're going with playful banter with people like that, I don't think his banter that he's playing around. And I am positive, because I have seen it myself when it came to a Hamad Shiraz's fight with Carlos Adames. And notice Carlos Adames is not fighting Edgar Berlanga. It's Hamad Shiraz, who Turkey Al-Sheikh fixed a fight for in his last fight against Carlos Adames. That is on that card fighting Edgar Berlanga, somebody he absolutely positively should beat. So Hamad Shiraz is being set up to be the big star in New York for this fight, not Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson is not even headlining the card. I think what's going to happen is Shakur, because he's bantering back and forth with Turkey Al-Sheikh, that if this fight is not very, very seriously one-sided, obviously one-sided, I think you're going to see some funny scorecards come out after this fight. It just has all of the makings of, Turkey Al-Sheikh thinks he's solidifying his power and is going to start trying to fix fights in the United States. At least that's my feeling. So yeah, I worry about this particular fight, not just because William Zepeda is a good fighter, because he is a good fighter, has good high outpunch, output. He's going to come to bring the fight. There's going to be openings for Shakur to land. But hey, man, if Shakur is found to be moving too much, his hand gets hurt, whatever, I think you're going to see the score. I think you're going to see the pressurized judges go another way with that. But also, there's another thing. I've really been paying attention to the temperature of boxing fans as it relates to Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson's real main fight is the one with Gervonta Davis. So even if he wins the fight and it is a lackluster performance, that's not going to do anything to really motivate people to want to see him fight Gervonta Davis if what he's doing is moving and moving and moving. And I really hope that he stands there and that he's able to fight more in the pocket. And I've always said that about Shakur. Like, I was iffy on Shakur until I saw Shakur be able to sit in front of Oscar Valdez and throw shots at Oscar Valdez without moving, getting all the way out of range and just moving and moving and moving. And I've seen that from him. So I'm hoping that I see him in this next fight, that he does that to, number one, make sure he's really doing something to get, to score points, with the judge, to really book rounds, and at the same time to try to put some hurting on Williams Zepeda, and at times really start trying to land some very heavy shots on him. Even if you got to, load up a couple times, make sure you got your, make sure that you got your spacing and everything right, and get clocked with something coming back for it. But yeah, I think he needs to sit down on more shots and really try to put some hurting on Williams Zepeda during spots in that fight, especially during the second half of the fight, and body shots in the beginning of the fight to wear him down and slow him down so you can get him out of there. And if he can get Williams Zepeda out of there, like he said, belts to ass, that's a big thing. And people will want to see the next fight, which could be the Gervonta Davis fight. And that's the fight that I really want for Shakur, and I really want for Gervonta, because I think that is a fight that is really, really it's a natural fight that is a big fight in boxing. Natural fight. And what I mean by that is, if Rolly Romero said one time that the way that you really make big fights is one of two ways. One is that you have two rivals in the two guys in a weight class that are both rivals in their weight class, and they come together to fight. That's how you make a really big fight. And the other one is how you have somebody that just has a lot of name recognition fighting somebody else that has a lot of name recognition, and you can make a big fight like that, right? So Shakur and Tank is on the way to being that because of what's going on and what has been going on in the 35-pound division, because pretty much it all cleared out. Devin is out of there. Tio is out of there. Ryan is out of there. Lomachenko is out of there. And what are you left with? You're left with Shakur. You're left with Gervonta. I do believe Keyshawn Davis is even out of there. So other than those two in that division, it really starts, it gets a lot more thin. You have, of course, you got guys like Floyd Schofield coming up. And I think that he'll be in position. He's the number one rated of the WBA to get a good shot and start developing some type of tension towards fights. But the real big one now is obviously Shakur and Gervonta. But if he loses and gets ripped off by Turki Al-Sheikh on that card, it's going to puncture a hole in any type of interest in the fight with Gervonta. And I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't necessarily put past those guys wanting to ruin that fight for Gervonta Davis, because they'd probably rather have him fight Williams Zepeda, because that's much more of a guaranteed, exciting fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.